guys? Welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to go an email that was sent from a subscriber. That's from a guy, he's 66 years old, divorced, happily divorced, and he's writing in to share some very important pieces of wisdom in his 66 years he's gained through the ups and downs of marriages, relationships, and of course the divorce process, as well as things that many of his friends have learned the hard way. And I thought we'd going to go over here, guys, just for some good pieces of advice that people have been through the ringer, been through hell and back, so that a lot of the guys out there, if you're relationship guys, are aware of this stuff going in. I mean, if you watch regularly, of course you're aware of these things, but we got to keep repetition here to point these things out to help guys. Or if you are divorced or you are just simply a happy bachelor, this will just back up why you're living the life that you do, even though probably a lot of people don't get why you're a bachelor and don't want to have a marriage or even relationships. But before I get into this real quick, I'm going to address the Hurricane Milton, that's literally going to be here real soon. A lot of you guys have been great commenting, asking how I'm doing, wishing me well, comments for the different channels, emails, messages for Instagram. And just to let you know, guys, I'm okay. The hurricane is hitting Florida like tonight. Today is the October 9th. It's a Wednesday. And I'm on the opposite side of the state. I'm in Southeast Florida, on north of Fort Lauderdale, but inland enough to stay away from the coast. And the brunt of the hurricane is hitting, unfortunately, the West Coast and Tampa. Tampa is going to get hammered. And to all you guys who are in Tampa, I wish you the best. I hope you're out of there. I got a cousin in Tampa. She got out of Dodge 2 days ago. And so where it's going to be hitting the West Coast and going up through the central Florida. So I'm down south, again, not too far from Fort Lauderdale or Miami. However, we're still going to get a lot of freaking wind and rain. Just a couple days ago, we had insane amounts of rain. My street was freaking, was a little river going on there. So yeah, you got to take this shit seriously. But regardless of that, I believe in Murphy's Law. I believe in preparing for the worst. So I got everything to take care of me here. I got plenty of food, water. I got a generator ready to go. I got a sump pump in case things get too bad in the back near my pool area by the back door. I got sandbags blocking the one vulnerable area if things would ever get too bad, just in case. I got, what else? The house is built like a fucking fortress. The insurance company gave me a major deal on the homeowner's insurance due to the wind mitigation report. The garage behind me here, yes, this is my house. You can see it right back there. You can see it's built like a fortress. The garage door itself is a darn good one too. Both the cars go in the garage. It's a 2-story house. If there was ever flooding, I'm upstairs. I got a camping stove to cook. I can cook things in the frying pan. I can cook soup. I got a grill, of course, with propane. So things are good. So in the event that anything ever got too bad, I'm pretty safe here. And of course, I got flood insurance. So I know a lot of you guys are worried. A lot of guys thought maybe I was in the path of the danger. We are not. I mean, I'm not, but still I've taken every precaution because you just never fucking know. And I got an in-ground pool, so if water got too high, of course, water can go into the pool. Some pump can push some of that into there, etc., etc. So I'm going to be okay. I haven't done a lot of videos these last few days because I've been preparing for everything just in case because we didn't quite know what was going to happen. But I've stockpiled videos, so now the next few days you're going to see the regular flow videos here on this channel and the other ones, and hopefully then everything goes back to normal. So, but I wish everybody well in Florida that are in the path of this shit. Stay safe and help each other out. But again, the rest of you guys, thank you so much for your questions, your emails, your comments. I'm okay now, and hopefully this shit's over and done with in the next 36 hours. But anyhow, I went on long enough. So now on to the story. This guy says, "Hi SSM. I'm 66 years old, divorcee, living uncommitted, finally, and most importantly, financially recovered. Additionally, I'm a recovering nice guy and have zero patience for female nonsense." You can't have patience for female nonsense, guys. That's the problem with nice guys. They just put up with it. And then the women lose respect for them as more bullshit. "Most of my buddies have put up with vile things from their ex-wives. Anything from infidelity, and in my case, ad bullying and financial irresponsibility to the point of fraud with my name and social security number. With this introduction, it is obvious I'm speaking to men and any women willing to learn a traditional man's point of view. My friends and I have a world of experience of surviving divorces and even life and death in these toxic situations in which we didn't even know were toxic. We're all members of the Zipper Club, as we've had put our women's needs above ours. Here are a few things to consider before committing. So notice he said here he did a lot of things they didn't even know were toxic. Point being, a lot of guys just don't know. They have no one to teach them this. And so thank God for outlets and platforms like YouTube where people can do videos, share their experiences, because you're not going to get this stuff in regular shows or movies or anything like that. Okay, so let's begin, he says. Number 1, happy wife, happy life. That's a very appropriate way to start this whole thing. He says this is total bullshit and destroys your authority and relationship with your kids. With kids, water will take the path of least resistance. This turns you into the family doormat. Happy husband, happy strong family is the correct point of view. Keep in mind, men, this is your commitment to honor, love, and respect and guide your family in a moral way. Exactly. The whole happy life, happy way. That is only going to guarantee a divorce. Because that means happy wife, happy life. That idea means you're kissing her ass all the time. You're putting her on the pedestal. And last time I checked, when guys do that, the woman loses respect for them. And there's usually more bullshit. Women are repelled by weakness. Period. It doesn't mean you have to be an a-hole, but just you have self-respect. You're important to the relationship. But this idea, make it all about her, it's ridiculous. Biggest difference between nice guys and bad boys is that nice guys, number 1, bad boys put themselves first, and 2, bad boys will check their woman and will walk away. Nice guys will never put themselves first, never show self-respect, and will never check the woman out of fear of making her mad because they want to keep her happy. It is what it is, guys. Number 2, men and women are equal. These are quotes. First, men and women are both equally important in our roles. Let me repeat, equally important in our roles. We are not equal. As a martial arts student and instructor, I have never met a woman opponent who did not cower once my controlled masculine energy came into play during practice. All the media is showing women kicking a guy's butt. This is total BS and leads to false confidence. For women's self-defense, I taught them to scream, run, and draw as much attention to themselves as they can. Normally, this will scare off a predator. If this continues, submit, then stab him in the eyes. Your loved ones want you back. He says, note, kicking a guy between the legs will not stop him. I'm afraid it will encourage him, and he'll really try to dominate you, even if you hit it in the sweet spot. Yeah, so I spent 6 years in martial arts, guys, and I have seen some chicks that fight like tigers. Pound for pound, they are ass kickers. And women can take it to a whole new level in terms of like a street fight situation with biting and screaming and scratching and being unpredictable. Like I had an instructor once tell me the way he compared women in a fight, in a street fight situation, if they feel threatened or if they're drunk. Imagine holding a cat. And you're holding the cat and somebody dumps cold water on that cat. What do you think the cat's going to do? It is going to be claws and biting and scratching and chaos. That's how a woman should handle a self-defense situation. This shit you see with these high kicks and punches and all this stuff, no. But you think about a 110-pound gal against a 230-pound man, what do you think is going to happen? Pound for pound, they can kick some butt, but that's against a 110-pound. So, and the thing is this is like back to the whole, we're both equal. We have equal roles. Exactly. We do different things that suit our strengths, but that's it. But this whole thing that we're both exactly the same in terms of everything. A guy can do everything a girl can do everything a guy can do. That's nonsense. And there's nothing wrong with us having our areas of expertise and being different in that regard. Both parties can bring something to the table as long as both parties aren't assholes and they can work together. This is what we need more, a strong family unit where mom does her part, dad does his part. You get the point. Next one, narcissistic. This is a clinical, softened, and empowering definition for a total and complete selfish asshole. Let's call them what they really are. No more euphemisms. Yeah, some of these gals in these stories are just narcissistic a-holes. Next one, relationship counselors. In other words, therapists. A total waste of time, money, and resources. I tried that once and walked out disgusted after counselor Daisy, a divorcee herself, was trying to convince me how to stop opposing counsel's client from overspending and committing fraud in my name. And for me, to be very gentle about it. If you need a referee, it's over, period. I have done so many stories when these guys would go to marriage counseling, therapy, and all that, and it was a complete waste of time. Now, some had to do it because that was, the process to go get to the divorce or something like that, but still, overwhelmingly, the therapist would side with the wife, make the husband the bad guy, even though she was cheating on him or something like that, find fault in the husband, and the ones that were actually good, that would actually call the wife out in her BS, then the wife would leave and not want to use her again. Another one, credit check. I cannot overemphasize the importance of this before any type of commitment. This will tell you exactly what you're getting involved in. It'll show you how responsible your partner really is. Never listen to somebody say, if you really love me, this shouldn't matter. If there's a refusal, then snoop and find out anyway. Should this be unobtainable to you, or get it, and it's a disaster, immediately smash one last time going around the world, landing at the back door with her. Afterwards, drop kick to the curb and run for your life no matter how hot she is. Now, obviously, it doesn't mean necessarily a credit check, which you think, like, you're renting your extra house to somebody. I'm talking about finding out her background, her details, everything about her. Yes, find out what she's like before you get very serious with her. A lot of guys don't. They just think, well, she's hot. She's got big boobs. She's got a nice shaped butt. She's flirty and feminine and all that. Okay, good for me. No. Another one. This is a good one. Look at her mother. If her mom looks like a bulging burrito, this is what she will have after the first kid. Take this into consideration. Yeah, I remember, I can look back now. Thanks to Facebook, before I deactivated my Facebook account and closed it down years ago, every once in a while I would go down the rabbit hole of Facebook to like old people I went to high school with, and I would look at girls who I either dated or I was friendly with them. I knew who their parents were, and I remember the ones that had moms that were hot. There were some, and obviously their daughters were hot at the time, and these girls still look good today, years later. And then I look back at some of the gals that looked good in high school, but their moms were not thin. And guess what these gals look like today? No joke. So always pay attention to what the mom looks like, because one, that biologically, what the mom looked like after having kids, that could be your girl. And also, in her mind, the mom's going to kind of set the example. So if mom takes care of herself and all that, then the girl's kind of programmed that she could possibly be that way. But if mom lets herself go, that could go in her head, well, that's just what you do when you become a mom. So pay attention to what the moms look like. Another one, marrying for the wrong reason. This leads to a disaster and the children resenting you. I could go into details. Simply put, this does not work with modern Western women. Upon determining the child is in fact yours, then you do have a financial responsibility and moral responsibility to be a good father to the child and a good person to the child's mother. Remember, children are innocent. Yeah, a lot of guys marry because they get the girl pregnant. And if that is indeed your child after you make sure you have a test done, then just because you need to take care of that child, you're responsible. But that means you got to marry the mother. And a lot of these situations, the couple have been dating that long. It'd be one thing if this is your girlfriend and you got a good thing with her and you've been with her for a long time, and you were going to probably marry her anyway. And then she gets pregnant. That's a different thing versus some chick you've been seeing for a few months and she's your friends with benefits, and some chick you met on fucking Tinder. You don't marry those types. Okay. Next one. This is a long one. Infidelity. If you suspect this is occurring with your woman, she will have to prove you wrong as you continue to investigate. Before you confront her privately, interview a number of lawyers who specialize in family law so you are educated with the laws and what to expect. Be ready to move family funds ASAP to a new account once you have chosen an attorney. Remember, whoever gets the money first wins. Ding, ding, ding. This is why whoever starts the process of divorce has a big advantage. It's like a surprise attack. This is basic lawyer law 101. Pack a suitcase for you and or her with the necessities. Be ready to pull the trigger with your law firm with a money transfer from your new account by phone to the law firm's account to start a retainer. Keep notes of all other law firms you have spoken with. It wouldn't be a bad idea to meet with a few local police officers, letting them know the situation, letting them knowing your character. Hopefully she's not been sleeping with any of the cops, but you never know. That's an interesting point, letting some local cops know that. I've never heard that before, but it does make sense. You're going to be initiating a divorce. Just want to make sure that if there's any phone calls. But I found it's not a bad idea if you know at least one cop where you live. Growing up, my grandma rented her extra house to a police officer. Both the husband and wife were cops. And that helped out on a few occasions. He says, no matter how nonchalant or gaslighting she is with denials, you must find out for yourself. During the questioning, wear a hat that makes you look like an idiot. Be very nonchalant and let her remain in control as you suck up remaining the idiot. Keep your cool at all costs. Consider running into her friends with the idiot look on your face and just kind of laugh with them about questionable situations, as you know already, being a complete simp, but do not be insistent. I don't know about this showing up like an idiot thing, but I'm reading this anyway. Be careful with this not to alarm her friends because they will give her a heads up. Oh, okay. I get what he's talking about. You don't want to look like you're potentially could pull the trigger with the divorce process, so you're going to act like an idiot. At all costs, do not give opposing counsel's client any reason to feel like you are onto her. Check everything she has, including her phones, computers, and iPad type of devices. It's always almost blatantly obvious if you open your eyes. Additionally, get STD testing immediately. It's humiliating, I know, but necessary for your health. Lastly, install hidden cameras to protect you from false accusations. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, going nuclear. It is for some reason official Dangle is called in. If for some reason Officer Dangle is called in, you are protected with video and audio. Yeah, so many guys have had their butts saved because they have security. Next up, the divorce procedures. First, you need a ruthless, experienced female attorney. Right here, this guy's been through it. Hopefully in good standing with the judge in the unlikelihood of this going to trial. In my case, I don't like using the term ex-wife because it softens the definition and gives her a sense of belonging to me. Opposing counsel's client is exactly what she is and will be forever. Opposing counsel's client is the proper attitude for divorcing and divorce situations. Keep in mind, opposing counsel's client is trying to take or destroy everything you've worked for over the years. This is a serious time, and opposing counsel's client is after everything to the point of leaving you begging someone to rent a room in the sleazy 8-trailer park because of child support and alimony. Remember, she got over on you, so she will definitely bulldoze the courts with her fake tears. Yeah, so in other words, you have to be prepared for war. You have to go to the mattresses. You have to fight fire with fire. And it's in your interest to strike first. Not played right, she and your kids will be living in Brentwood and the kids hating you for the rest of your life, courtesy of a judge. All men are pigs for honor Sarah feminist. Again, be mindful of the laws in your state you're getting divorced in, and make sure none of her family members are in the judicial system, and have judge friends who can make a simple phone call and destroy everything for you. Yes, this is how it really works. Oh, and even though you're the defendant, you get to pay her legal fees to screw yourself. Yeah, that is the craziest thing. Another one, the prenup agreement. He says, what in the fuck are you getting married for? Obviously, neither one of you expect your marriage to last. What are you doing? This is where I would suggest, if you insist on being married, go to Eastern Europe or Asia and find a traditional wife. You really need to know this woman through for quite a while before you commit. Be careful with this because she may meet fellow women from her country who have learned the ropes of the U.S. institution of marriage and will send her down the wrong path. Remember, as I said before, water will take the path of least resistance. Well, yes, there have been guys that have gone passport bros and got women overseas from more traditional countries, but there were ones that have done that and they turn out just like the American women, but usually influenced by the American women. Or that country, they know the drill, as he described. As for the prenup, yeah, that's a fair point. If you're getting a prenup, why the fuck are you getting married in the first place? Well, sadly, because even both parties, let's say both parties truly love and care for each other. I mean, being serious, it does happen. Over time, things change. People change. Their priorities change. Circumstances change. and it may not work out. But the thing is, a prenup doesn't guarantee a shit. You need to do everything you can to have the best situation in the event you divorce that hopefully can help you out. Because usually it's best that you have your prenup, she has hers, but even then, all it takes is some judge falling for her tears or who knows what, so you gotta be careful. Another one, the open marriage relationship proposition. Even the mention of this is immediate grounds for divorce or leaving the relationship. It's over, period. Exactly, I've been saying that all along. The only thing I would ask while you two are immediately separating is, who are you fucking? Don't worry, her Chad is waiting for one last roll in the hay to kick her to the curb. I would consider giving her parents a heads up about a disaster coming their way. Yeah, if every time, how many stories have I done? You've all heard them on all the different channels. Brings an open relationship, open marriage, it's over. She's either hooking up with somebody already or she's got somebody ready to go. And upon that point, you let the parents know you control the narrative, or she will. Another one, the idea that we don't need men. I look forward to hearing how successful you were in replacing your car, fixing your house's air conditioner in the summertime, maintaining the roads, building your home, and a plethora of things men predominantly do. Please share with us. Things mentioned in this message are just the tip of the iceberg here in America. I don't suggest my son get married and have been open about this. Every time he thinks he's found one, it leads to disaster. Nowadays, you have high school girls blurting out on Facebook they finally got laid, which is appalling. That is appalling. And when he mentioned that whole we don't need men attitude here in the USA, when the hurricane comes through and it is absolute chaos and everything's destroyed, who do you think's out there cleaning up the messes? Who's clearing the roads? Who's dealing with down electrical wires? Who's out there in the elements, in the hot freaking heat of the summer or whatever, get everything back on track? Men. Exactly. I don't see any women line up to do those jobs. Don't get me wrong, they're hard-working women, and maybe their house has been destroyed or in varying degrees, and there's cleanup on the house to do, and your wife's out there helping pick shit up. But at the end of the day, the big jobs, getting society, the town, the city back on track, it's men doing that stuff. Last but not least, this is my final thought for the generations after mine. Guys, wake up and respect your woman as she should respect you. This goes both ways. If not, run for your life. And there you go. So, some good pieces of wisdom from a guy who's been around the block, and I'm sorry, been through hell and back. But notice, he's been through hell and back, he's survived, and now he's on his own. And there ain't nothing that's going to make him ever get married again. So hopefully, his words of wisdom, which I do these every once in a while from the old-timer. I guess if he's 66, is he an old-timer? I don't see him as an old-timer to me, because I'm now going to be 47 in a couple of months. But there was a time I'd think 66 was an old-timer. But regardless, a guy who's been around the block. His wisdom and his friends' wisdom can help a lot of young guys out there. But sadly, so many young guys can listen to this and think, my girl's different. Well, I hope she is, but usually not. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.